Hey everybody, Spy from Wavescape.co here with your surf report for the Western Cape for the weekend of the 16th of January 2021. So basically we've got a bit of respite from summer. Now we have a low pressure system which has moved down from the Northern Cape and has started to detach itself from the coast, and it's bringing cool weather, lots of cloud, nice rain, around 8 to 12 millimeters over the next few days. We're going to be back to the summer default into the week. We've got a little tropical storm that forms in the Indian Ocean and tracks over Madagascar. And then I want to also show you this big storm, 959 millibars, sitting in the deep south by Wednesday. And that creates a nice swell that's going to be arriving next weekend, probably late Friday, early Saturday. So that's something to look forward to. In the meantime, though, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a highlights reel from the last couple of weeks over the festive season in the deep south of Cape Town. Okay, we're back. So zooming in a little bit, I'm going to show you that wodge of wind that's out to sea here is responsible for this little wodge of swell, which is kind of weird. You don't often see just a tiny localized little pocket of swell. I mean, look, literally it's smaller than the size of the country, and it's really just a little blob of weak swell that's moving towards us. And that's going to basically be arriving on Sunday. In the meantime, we've got this low pressure system here. We've got strong northeast winds that have been blowing down the east coast, and that's of course creating all that east windswell. This low pressure here is now bringing all these westerlies to us. So starting on Friday, fresh to strong westerlies to northwesterlies blowing all the way along the coast, especially down by Agulhas. We've got moderate to fresh westerly offshores blowing all the way along the rest of the coastline. As we look further on into the day, we see that the westerlies blowing a buster, gusts to 25 knots, and in Cape Town it's taken on quite a westerly onshore bent. Not the most ideal wind really for this coast because it's onshore more or less everywhere. Swell wise, a small 5 foot at 14 seconds swell, ambient ocean swell, which basically translates to not much at all. Probably 2 foot, maybe 3 foot if you're lucky on the open coast, but with those winds, not ideal. To the east, easterly wind swell, very small, washy and mushy. As that low pressure moves away, 997 millibars, there is a little bit of a nugget of wind around it, creating the swell that you see arriving east of Agulhas. But focused further east, southerly swells at 9-second wind swellish intervals, so it's weak and it's washy and it's pretty small. Nice offshore winds continuing along this coastline. Onshore and westerly here with a little bit of a south to southwesterly bent. And then as the high pressure system starts to move back into the frame, as that storm moves off into the Indian Ocean and moves away from us, we're now in between the two weather systems. Come Sunday, nice glassy conditions, nice clean offshores along this coastline and up the coast, and Cape Town, the southeaster is back but light. With a very wide pressure gradient, so not too much wind going on there. And swell wise, that little pocket of swell is on its way, goes 6 foot at 10 seconds. Ooh, how exciting. 7 feet at 11 seconds by 4 o'clock. And ooh, a little bit of a 15-second swell lurking underneath there. Not sure where that's from. Bit of a push basically on the pushing tide on Sunday. We're just after the spring tide, so yeah, high tide late afternoon. We're just off a new moon, with the next neap around Thursday, Friday next week, with low tide at 11 a.m. on Friday, 12 noon on Saturday, and lunchtime-ish on Sunday. And then wind-wise on Sunday, here comes the southeaster. So it starts nice and offshore. If there's any swell around, you will be getting lacquer waves, and then come lunchtime, the southeasters through all the way along the coast, moderate to fresh off Cape Town, gusting 22 knots, fresh to strong, southerly to southeasterly, all the way up the west coast, much more of a southwesterly bent. I just wanted to then show you the storm that comes Monday. There's a little tropical cyclone over there. There's our low pressure has now moved away from the coast and has strengthened, so that's going to be producing a nice bit of swell for somebody, but certainly not us. But back to this storm. By Tuesday, it's now tracking across the ocean, and it's fierce 60-knot winds pointing towards the southwestern Cape, 31 feet at 14 seconds. So that's the real nugget. That's the core element of the fetch that's blowing, and that's the one that's producing the core swell that we are going to receive. So if we just track where that swell is at that point, so we've got a 13-foot, 15-second swell from that storm on its way. Still got a couple of 100 miles to go. Friday morning, 10 feet at 16 seconds. That's sort of where the wave front is. You've got to think, well, the swell's going to be arriving on Saturday. And I'd be saying that based on that size, that period, and the amount of distance that it's had to travel, we're looking at a 6-foot swell, maybe a bit more. There's the little tropical storm. Come Wednesday, it's moving over the island, but weakening, but then hitting the Mozambique Channel and then strengthening again. 1,000, 997, 992, 989. It's quite fierce, eh? Look at that. Winds of 55 knots. So plenty of swell on that side, but raw and vicious due to the power and proximity of that storm. Anyway, guys, that's about it. Have a good one. Stay safe. Be careful about surfing. You might get arrested. We're kind of lucky in the sense that it's been summer and there's been lots of wind and small swell. Imagine if this beach ban was in May. In autumn, it would be very, very hard not to be surfing perfect corduroy lines, 6 to 10 feet, going down to the point breaks and enjoying those epic conditions that we get in autumn. But anyway, stay safe, have a good one. Cheers, guys.